Today we're gonna be surviving the next 24 hours over here at this abandoned swamp house. And we're gonna be searching for alligators, snakes, and so much more. But Raw fam, before we go inside, let me catch you guys up to speed on how we got all the way out here. Today, me and my team are actually gonna be going into the middle of the Everglades to search for clues about the old man in the swamp. And to make today even more special, I actually bought this $80,000 airboat, and we're gonna be taking this airboat 50 miles away into the middle of the Everglades to search for clues. All right, here we go. Let's turn her on for the first time. Oh, wait, what? Guys, it's not working.
Hit the ignition switch, dummy.
Woo! It works! We're going that way. No phone reception, no power, and even worse, we're hundreds of miles away from the nearest hospital. But the real question is, why would someone want to live hundreds of miles away from civilization? Well, there's no going back now. Raw fam, we're officially at the swamp house. You see, whenever I was a little kid, my dad actually used to bring me out to this camp right here to go fishing on the weekends. And the old man that actually built this camp lived inside of it for free with only one condition. The old man had to guard the camp and make sure that the giant alligator that used to lay her nest here would never come back. And well, that old man disappeared with no trace of where he went, never to be seen again. And that's why we're here in the Everglades, to look for clues. But first, let's find the keys to this swamp house. Rule number 1, we have to eat only what we catch out here. No, it's not here. All right, guys, and rule number 2, I have to gather clues throughout the rest of the video to find out what happened to the old man in the swamp. And for the final rule, I have to bring back enough food to feed all of the predators back at the Raw fam. Look right here. Found the key. Come on. Here we go. Let's see if we have any power. Nah, no power, Raw fam. That right there is allegedly the old man in the swamp. And every single time we come out here, I love looking at all of these old pictures. Look at this. Look at that. That's definitely an alligator. Oh, look! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alligators on the front of that guy's boat. Remember, Raw fam, we are also out here inside of the Everglades, and we're gonna find hundreds of different animals that I have never even seen before. And I think our buddy right there is actually coming to say hi. Look at him. Oh crap. So this is how this works. These alligators will attack you if you get too close. There we go. Look at him. Oh, what the? Oh, oh, oh. If you catch a fish and you want to keep it, watch. I'm telling you, they'll come right up to you and bite you. Our goal over here is to catch as much fish as we can so that we can go back and have a giant feast. And when they get too close, you got to throw rocks at them. Hey, they don't even care. Oh, I'm on. Oh, I'm on. Big one. Oh, big one. Cast behind him. There's another big one right there. Oh, nice one. That right there, folks, that's dinner. Oh, Tina's on. Nice. So we just got 2 bass right here. Let me show you what we're gonna do with them. Look at this, guys. Look how pretty that is. That's an Oscar. We're gonna be eating him too. And then all you gotta do is just take that little line. Whoop. Perfect. When you got 10 people fishing, all them fish really start to add up. Big one. Woo! Now remember, Raw fam, I still have to catch a bunch of exotic fish to feed to all of my pets. So whether or not we eat it or my giant 40-pound redtails do, it don't matter. He's going in the box. Guys, look at my lure right there. Oh my God, look at those big fish. No, no, I want the big one. Yeah, big one. Oh, I'm on, I'm on, I'm on. Let's go. Oh yeah. That right there is how you catch a big old fish. All right, guys, so the gators will literally not leave us alone. We got a whole pile of fish right here that we got to get back and clean. We're gonna see if we can cook up some dinner. So we caught a bunch of fish, Raw fam. We just got back to the swamp house. We're all hungry. Bobby, you hungry?
I'm starving.
Guys, we got to cook some dinner. This is how my parents grew up, and I'm gonna continue it on with my kids and their kids, and we're always gonna be out here living off the land. So it's pretty epic. Let's fillet up some fish. So we have all the fish seasoned up right here. All you gotta do is take that fresh fish, dip it right there.
No.
Here we go. Now we just take all this fresh fish over here. Here we go. Fresh fish is going on. This fish is amazing, Raw fam. Look at that, Raw fam. Beautiful piece of fish.
Drove by today.
10 out of 10. So this right here is all of our fresh fish. We're gonna fuel up right now because guys, we're about to go out into the Everglades at nighttime. We're gonna be searching for exotic fish, exotic animals, and maybe even go off and catch a couple frogs. Who knows, but we're gonna eat some of this fish right here and restore some of that energy. See you guys in a little bit. All right guys, so we're in an area where we found the frogs. I have this right here. It's a big spear. It's called a frog gig. What I'm looking for is a big old frog right there, and then I just, boom, spear it, and then I put them right here inside of the frog chute. Look at that, Raw fam. That right there is a big old bullfrog. See these big old legs right here? That right there is like big old chicken wings. And we're doing it on the Raw Fishing airboat. Let's go. So we officially completed rule number 1 for today's challenge. We caught and ate our very own food from the wild out here in the Everglades. Now rule number 2, we have to come up with some clues about what the heck happened to the old man that used to live here. But as I'm looking around, there's clues like this that leave me a bit worried. And that's what I'm here to find. Is this story BS, or are we gonna find a giant alligator living underneath this house? We've determined that there was an old man that used to live here and he probably hunted for his food. We found a couple tunnels leading underneath the house that could mean that there's a predator living underneath it, but there's no way of telling. But there is one thing that I know. We were literally filming yesterday. There was hundreds of giant alligators. So the question is, did the old man in the swamp die from an alligator, or did he just disappear? And honestly, I have no idea right now. And we're gonna go fishing right now and work on rule number 3 first. Today we have some fishing rods and we have some fish traps. We already got our first fish. First cast, let's go. This right here is a Mayan cichlid, and we're actually gonna be using this fish right here to feed all of my pond monsters back at the Raw Fam later on in today's video. So if you wanna see me go off and feed a 40-pound redtail, make sure you keep on watching. And every fish that we keep, we're actually gonna be putting right here inside of this bag, just like yesterday. Right in the water, so it stays fresh for all of my fishies. This right here is actually a minnow net, designed for minnows. See how small the mesh is? We're actually gonna take this catfish and put it right inside of our fish trap, and then we're gonna take this little fish trap and throw it right out where all of the minnows live. So whenever we're done exploring and cast netting this entire area, we should catch like thousands of little minnows inside of that trap. Oh, look, they're already starting to go in. See how many we got. Come on. This is crazy. We're gonna catch so many minnows. All right, open this up. Oh yeah. Minnow. And I actually bought a little bobber and a little baby hook so that we can live bait all those little minnows. Now all we have to do is put our little baby fish on and cast it on out there. Watch that bobber, zoom in on it. Look, watch it, gotta get eaten. Oh, I'm on. Look at that. Oh yeah, we got a panfish, baby. Big old bluegill. Oh. We had a big bluegill and now that one's gone. But we're actually gonna try and get a bunch of those bluegills because those are perfect to feed Jaws and Prime back at the Raw Fam. So I just ran over, grabbed this cast net, and we're actually gonna walk over and see if we can get some of these fish that are right here. Oh yeah, load it up. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Guys, look how many fish we got. Look, Raw Fam, we just caught a bunch of epic baits to bring back for Jaws and Prime. But you see that right there? That's a tilapia, and that's gonna be perfect to feed all of the giant red tails. Guys, look how many fish that we caught in literally just one throw. But this time I throw the cast in, I think I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. Oh yeah. Oh! Talk about a lot of fish. Holy crap. All right, I'm not even gonna attempt. I'll meet you guys at the boat. Oh yeah. This right here is exactly what we need to catch to feed to all of my giant red tails back at the Raw Fam. Oh, look at that. Raw Fam, we filled this entire bucket up with tilapia, bluegill, and Oscars. Raw Fam, let's get out of here, get back over to the swamp house and finalize what happened to the old man in the swamp. And then after that, we got to go back to the Raw Fam and feed every single animal all of this fresh fish. So Let's do it. So we just got back from catching all of those epic little pond monsters that we're actually gonna feed to my real monsters later in the video. But like I said, there was an old man that actually lived at this house right here, and I think it's time to get inside and finalize who the heck this guy was. This right here is actually my grandfather, and he built this camp in the early 1960s with this guy right here named Harold. They were best friends, and one day whenever Harold passed away, my grandfather really just didn't want to come out here anymore. He didn't have his best friend anymore to actually come out here and enjoy this camp with. Then he moved away, and actually right now he's not doing too well, and I thought we'd actually come out here and make this video about what he built with his best buddies in remembrance of Les Sieber right here, my grandfather. And that is why over the next couple of years I actually want to make it a series to come out to this camp and start rebuilding it, start getting everything back up to par where it needs to be. It looks great now. I mean, it really honestly looks beautiful, but me and my family haven't had the time to come out here, and that's all gonna change. So if you guys can do me the favor of liking today's video and commenting down below, what do you guys want to see us come out here and do and film? We go bow fishing, we can do a bunch of epic things, but first I'm gonna have to complete a list of 3 different tasks at the Raw fam. Task number 1, I'm gonna have to feed Jaws a bunch of yummy treats. And task number 2, we're gonna have to feed all of these giant pond monsters a bunch of fish out of my epic little bucket. And I wonder if we could get anything to eat a giant frog. And finally, we're gonna have to feed all of the giant pond monster over here at Monster Lake. And my goal for today's video is to feed this entire bucket of bait and maybe even some nasty stinky frogs. Remember, the more bait that I get to feed to all of my pets is the better chance that I'm actually gonna complete the challenge and I get to cut off my blue hair. So first up, we're gonna see if we could feed Jaws some yummy treats. Hi, Jaws. No! Jeez, okay, I think he's ready. So inside of this bucket are a bunch of invasive species, like Mayan cichlids and even jaguar chipotle. Jaguar something, yeah. And I know it's not the fish's fault it's invasive, but it's still invasive, so we gotta feed him. So we have a little cichlid and maybe even a frog. What should I feed first? I think I'm gonna go with the cichlid. Come on, Jaws, come on. Guys, this is so crazy. If you mess up just slightly, Jaws will easily bite your hand. And I wanna see if a frog is actually on a bass's menu. Come on, uh-oh. No! Look at him, he swallowed it whole. He swallowed it all! So we finally got something to eat a giant frog, and trust me, I've been trying for days. Come on, something, eat this. Bro, why are they eating it? Do they like not like frogs? But most importantly, if we're gonna want these giant pond monsters to come to the surface, we may have to lower the lights a little bit, like this. And it seems like right now is the perfect time to make sure that they get fat and fluffy. So we're just trying to see if we can get all the pond monsters to eat before we have to go over to Monster Lake. So we cut up the bait and threw it to the bottom of the pond, and the monsters loved it. And it just got me really excited to head over to Monster Lake. Raw fam, this is where all the pond monsters live. And in order to get them to swim up, I have this little cup of dog food, and we're gonna start throwing it out. Come on, fishies. To see if they're gonna come up and play. Oh, look right here. Look right here. They're starting to come up. They know it's feeding time. We have tilapia, we have Oscars, and every fish in this bucket is an invasive species. So naturally, we want to feed all of this yummy fish to all the giant pond monsters. First, let's start out with this. Come on. Oh, look at that. That's so fun. So we do have all of this fresh tilapia from the Everglades, but first, I want to start out with some of the exotic fish. Come on, Mr. Pond Monsters. Where you guys at? Oh, yeah. So remember, guys, there's been times that there's been fish that come flying out of the water here. So we have to be careful that they don't hit our hand because they really will hurt us. See this giant head of an Oscar? I'm gonna see if the giant redtail wants to eat this. Come on. So the Oscars is not only the only thing that we brought to Monster Lake. We also brought all of these smelly frogs to see if anything's hungry. And this will be my first time ever feeding the monsters frogs, so hope they like frog legs. Here you go. But more importantly, there is more fish inside of this bucket. We started out with the Oscar, probably one of the most invasive fish in our Florida Everglades. Next up, we're gonna go right over to a baby Mayan cichlid. This is all of our redtail's favorite foods. Come on, look at that. So we cut up all of the tilapia, Oscar, and cichlids, and we started dishing it out in little bite-sized portions. And now we're gonna go feed all of the baby pond monsters that we've been growing. And we have little pieces of fish to actually feed to them, and they're super trained. Come on, guys, who wants it? Who wants it? Come on. Oh, they're so cute. Look at the albino arowana. Oh. This is just like my monster pond, but mini. Watch it, here we go. No. Hey, that's my hand. So now that we've fed literally every single fish inside of this pond, we're gonna get back to the Raw fam to see if we could tie up some loose ends. Well, more importantly, the last 2 weeks of my life have been interesting. When we went out there to go make this video about the old man in the swamp, I had a lot going on in my life with my grandfather in and out of the hospital. It felt right to go out there and film and have a great time, but literally when we got back, we got that phone call that nobody wants to get, that my grandfather had finally passed away. So in one way or another, it was kind of like God saying, this is your final tribute to the old man in the swamp. And grandfather, I love you. And I will make sure that I take care of your legacy. I'll take my kids and my grandkids out there to make sure that they get to see that amazing house that you built. I love you. See you guys soon.